Hey everyone, it is Jonah, and I am back with another video. And today I'm going to be reacting to not reacting. Today I'm going to be going through my American Idol power rankings for the finale, as well as going over this last show and how I felt about the results and so on and so forth. Right. So first of all, Casey is done on the show. I think that what happened was she didn't pick the right songs, honestly, and she just didn't deliver them. That's how I thought she was going to deliver them. Her idol performance was I Wish You Were Gay by Billie Eilish, and even that, like, if your idol is Billie Eilish, there's so many better songs you could have sung than Wish I Were Gay. That's more of a poppy, upbeat song that I don't necessarily think fits Casey's voice very well, and I felt like she could have done so many other songs by like a rock idol maybe that she would have just knocked out of the park. And then it came to her single, which I thought that was also the chorus was a little more poppy than it needed to be with how the fact that she's rock. And then when she sang her Live Wire song for her what's the word? Her fave performance of the night, I just didn't feel like she delivered. I thought she was going to deliver pretty well, but overall I think that she missed a beat some way. I think when I was reacting to it, I think it was her best performance of the night. I still just feel like I was missing something for her, and when you are on this type of show, you have to perform every single week to the best of your ability, and when the other three just delivered, it's hard to get voted through, and I just feel like that's what happened here. Casey kind of just was underwhelming compared to the rest of the other contestants, sadly. And I feel like even though she had probably one of the best voices in the entire show this season, I feel like she just didn't pick the right songs this week, or not, and maybe the arrangements. I'm not sure what was going on, but I just felt like she kind of just missed a beat a tad here, and that's why she ended up going home. But yeah, so now let's get into the three that made it. So Willie, Chase, and Grace, they all made it to the next round, and I've had some new thinking for who I think is going to win the show, and I actually have I'm probably about 98% certain who's going to win the show, and I will let you guys know who I think that is later on, but I'm not going to say it right now so you guys will watch the entire video. But yeah, so I do think that I do know who's going to win the show, which I'll say later on. But yeah, so now let's get into these power rankings. So coming in at 3 this week is going to be Grace Kinsler, and Grace is absolutely amazing. She's performed week after week after week, just vocally just on point every single time. And these last 4 performances from her really have been amazing. And these last 2 weeks, she sang Fix You When We Were Young, probably, in my opinion, the standout of the night. She absolutely just blew me away with those 2 performances. And then you have this week, she sang a song by Kelly Clarkson, and I thought she did really well with that song. I thought that the emotion that she put into it was just really amazing. And then her single allowed to like show off a lot of her vocal abilities with her runs and everything. And then her favorite performance of the season was probably my favorite one from her this time. It was the Father, I think. It's the song that she sang in the Showstopper round, and I think that she killed it. Her vocally, it was on pitch. There wasn't very many pitch issues really for her this week, and she absolutely nailed it. She was so emotional, believable, and she absolutely killed it. The only reason why I have her at 3 is that I think that the other 2 are starting to get more votes than her, and I think that with Grace, she just needs to keep doing what she's doing and hope for the best at this point. I think that honestly, there's not, at this point on the show, it's not necessarily stealing votes, but it's more something. It's maybe surprising people who maybe were fans of Casey or were fans of Caleb or fans of Hunter or fans of Arthur, right? Who are now changing their vote who want to watch the show still, or are now going to be changing their vote to somebody else. That's kind of who you're trying to win over at this point. People who like Willie, people who like Chase, people who like Grace, they're not going to switch to another person at this point in the show. They're going to keep voting, but now you're kind of trying to win over people who had their favorite go home before the finale, right? So yeah. So coming in at 2, I have Chase Beckham. And wow, he, in my opinion, probably had the best 3 performances, or best overall performances of the night. You had Quarter Weather, which I'm a huge fan of that song. I thought he did it really well. I I think that's kind of his bread and butter with the guitar. I find it funny that he told Phineas that he wasn't going to do it with the guitar, and then he ended up doing it with the guitar. I find that really funny. I guess he's probably ended up realizing that he needed it, or maybe it was better with it. Either way, I thought he killed it. He did a great job with that song, and I'm thinking that at this point, wow, right? Then he's in his single, 23, to number 1 on iTunes. He has so many fans, which I'm actually surprised about. American Idol is weird because you don't know how people are following with votes, so I'm not sure if this is just kind of like a recent popularity or if he's been at the top every week. We just haven't known, right? So I honestly have no idea if this is recent or not, but I have a feeling it's not. It's just been maybe getting a little more votes, and maybe it's more prevalent now that he has a large fan base, right? But his single is absolutely amazing. I love the chorus. It was the best single of the 4, and I think he won that single round just off of the fact that his single was just absolutely amazing. And then you're going to have his next performance. It's the Chris Stapleton song he did during Hollywood Week. He knocked that out of the park, too. He, in my opinion, had the 3 best performances of the night, or overall, right? And then his duet with Casey when they sang Can't Break My Heart Again, he killed that, too. So I think he honestly is starting to show off his voice and show off the guitar and kind of just the rough man vibe that he has. And he's somebody to watch out for, right? I think that he could win this show. And yeah, so coming in at 1, we have Willie Spence. Willie is absolutely incredible. Week after week, he just amazes me. He sang Glory. I think he definitely won the idol round here, just because I think that his favorite idol performance, whatever, was absolutely amazing. He sang Glory, like I've been saying, Glory by John Legend. He blew it out of the park. Like, his vocals are just absolutely amazing. The only thing that was kind of weird was the arrangement. But other than that, I think he killed it. And the runs at the beginning were just so spectacular. But other than that, I think the arrangement was kind of weird because it went up a little bit more, like, kind of in the middle. But then it kind of came back down and ended. I thought it was kind of a quick ending almost. I don't know. Maybe they spent too much time focusing on the build-up and not enough time on the climax, in my opinion. But, yeah, I still think, in my opinion, he was probably the best favorite idol performance of the night for that round. And then you go into his single, really amazing. But honestly, there was a pitch issue a little bit. I think he was trying to reach on that high note after he hit it the first time, and he was trying to reach on it the next 2 times, and he just missed it a little bit. And that surprised me just a tad. And then in his performance, his favorite performance of the year was Beyonce, which I don't remember him singing that song, but he did it really well. And I think that he just continues to perform week after week after week, and he has so many fans. And honestly, he would be my pick to win the show. If my vote decided who was going to win the show, I would pick Willie, just because I like Willie's voice a tad more than the other 2. But that being said, they're all 3 amazing. But yes, I think that Willie won the idol round, Chase won the single round, and then Grace won the favorite performance round. And Casey probably won the duet, but that probably was less effective than the other ones, where I think Casey definitely had the best part of the duet out of anybody. But that being said, like I said, Casey did going home. She just didn't deliver on some of the performances that she needed to and during this week, and that's why she's gonna end up going home. And honestly, I wasn't surprised about that necessarily. Like, she was my favorite on the show, but like the top 4 were just so amazing that I honestly wasn't. I was expecting her to go home, sadly, but I'm going to be a fan of her for the rest of her career. She's just absolutely amazing. Her versatility is amazing, and she's going to be a star. So yeah. So I did say this 6 minutes ago, but I am 98% certain I know who's going to win this show. And it's happened a couple times where you have, in the finale, you have a couple just amazing full ballad belty singers, powerhouse vocal singers, right? That's Willie and Grace, right? Then you have a guy who, as a guitar, has a kind of a raspy, growly, crooner type tone, where he plays the guitar, like I said, and he's handsome. He has something about him that makes him a star, right? And that's Chase, right? And a lot of the time when that happens, the second person wins, right? So I think that Chase is 98% certain to win the show. I think that Willie and Grace will split the powerhouse vote, and even if they don't, I think Chase just has more fans, and I think that a lot of people vote for somebody who they feel like has a little bit more of a chance to be a star and an artist after the show. And I feel like if anybody's going to be a star after the show, it's going to be Chase. And his songwriting abilities are just amazing. He was the only one who wrote 23, and I think that he is going to win this show. And I think that there's no way there's a chance Willie or Grace will come out with the win. However, I just think this is Chase's to lose at this point, and I think that the fans will give Chase the win, and Chase will be the season 4 remake winner of American Idol for sure. I just at this point I don't see any other way. I mean, I don't know. It's obviously a possibility, but like I said, Chase just has something going for him right now. His popularity is definitely prevalent, and when you have 2 powerhouse vocalists and then somebody who plays the guitar, can songwrite, is handsome or whatever, can sing, has that raspy voice, right? He's going to win the show, right? And that happens a lot where people kind of want like a powerhouse vocalist to win, and then America votes for the guy who doesn't necessarily do all that, right? And on top of that, he is country, right? And his single is in the country genre, and he will get the country vote now that Caleb's gone. And I think that the country vote's gonna put him over the edge if he's not already over the edge. And my opinion, Chase at this point, he is probably. I think that without being biased, Chase will win the show. But if I had to pick, I would pick Willie. I think Willie's been overall the best vocalist on the show this season, like in performer this season. But I do think that Chase will win the show, just for all the reasons that I mentioned before. And yeah. And honestly, I'm kind of getting annoyed with the judges' comments a little bit, because I think what production or maybe the record album or producers are wanting them to do is really, really, really push Chase and Casey, because they get so hyped and they don't really say anything when they're hyped after the performances. They're like, oh my, oh, whoa, right? But they don't necessarily say anything after that. I feel like it's been happening all season long where they're pushing for Chase to win the show, and I think it's going to work. I feel like production has told the judges, really push Chase, and that's what they're doing. They're definitely kind of almost over-happying Chase and overcomplimenting him a little bit. They're giving him too much credit almost. Like, they're kind of getting really hyped for no reason sometimes, especially with Chase and Casey. And I feel like now that Casey's gone, it's going to be Chase getting that love even more now. And I think he's going to win the show. I don't see a way where he doesn't win the show. He's just too good of a vocalist and too good of a songwriter. His rasp is just really amazing, and he will win the show off of all those reasons that I've stated in this video, but especially the fact that he's going up against 2 powerhouse vocalists, and then he's kind of in his own lane left on the show. So yeah, that's my opinion, but Chase Beckham is a 98% lock to win the show. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will be back with more videos later. Thank you guys for watching.